Okay, so you were just beginning to tell me about your brother.
Okay, yes, my little brother. When we were removed from the home with my mother, my little brother, he was lucky enough. He went to a temporary foster home. I was older, and they were said, I wanted to like be adopted or something, but at my age, adoption really wasn't an option. So, they didn't have a place for me right away. So I had to go to this place called McLaren Hall, and it's in Los Angeles, and it's usually like a juvenile hall type of facility for kids who have behavior problems or stuff like that. But they had no placement for me, temporary, anything, anywhere. Nothing was available, and they said it's only going to be temporary, but there's nowhere else to place you, and we can't keep you in the home, so you're going to have to go here. So I went there, and it was, oh my God, it was a nightmare for me because I was very timid, kind of docile type of child, and there were a lot of rough people in there who, kids who, in the drugs, in the gangs, just violent and, that type of thing. So it was really hard for me. I was in there, I think, 2 weeks, but it seemed like 2 months. And I was just so glad when I got out of there. And so when I went there, I went to a temporary placement in Baldwin Hills, and I didn't like that place. The lady, she was the family was very well off, but she made it clearly known to all of us girls who were there temporary that we were there temporary, and we knew basically we were there for the money. She treated us like we all had diseases, and she always wanted us to like wash the dishes with bleach 2 and 3 times and stuff, and she really didn't want her grandchild and her daughter eating like with the same time we would be eating plates and all this stuff, and it was like very traumatic for me to be in that type of environment. It was very hard, but I don't even remember how long I was there. It seemed like eternity. It might have been maybe a month, maybe 2 months. But from there, I went to girls group home, and I always say it was the best girls home in LA, because the owner, Thelma McKinnon, she's very she wasn't in it for the money. You could clearly tell that out of all the girls homes in LA, this place was. She was the nicest, so to speak. She was lenient with us. They would give us clothing order every 4 times a year. Every season, we would get a clothing order: summer clothes, winter clothes, fall, all the seasons, and we would get allowance for our personal, because we had to provide our own personal hygiene products and toiletries and things like that, and I enjoyed being in that girls' home. It was refreshing to be somewhere where I didn't have to worry about all the things I had to worry about with my mother.
And this was all in Crenshaw, South Central?
Yes, this is actually kind of in the Crenshaw area. I'll say Pico and in the Pico area, Pico and Crenshaw over there, and from there I ended up going to LA High. But so I was there, and right after I was there, I was still in touch with the social worker, and she would always contact, and I used to tell her I don't want my mother around, because my mother eventually, somehow she found out that I was the one that called the social worker, and she threatened me. And it's so ironic. Right before I left my mother, I went to LA High, and my mother worked at LA High, and somehow she found out that I called, and she threatened me that if that she was going to kill me if I went back to LA High. So I told them I can't go back to my school. I just can't go back there. My mother's going to kill me, and I didn't want her to know where I was at or anything. I was really scared at this point. And they said, well, by law, she has to know you are, because minor or whatever. So I was so scared. I used to think my mother was going to kill me. That is a very hard thing to think of. It is insane to really think that for your mother to threaten to kill you because you called a social worker, because you stopped you didn't want to live homeless in a car, and you didn't want to kill yourself. So that was hard for me, but anyway, so I ended up going to LA High, and no, she didn't bother me, and I liked the group home. It was very nice. I met some nice girls there, and some not so nice girls there, but that's the experience. It was. I enjoyed the experience, actually. I really did. I kind of sidetracked, but I was saying I really enjoyed being somewhere where I don't have to worry about getting put out and worry about where the next meal is going to come from, worry about what strange man is going to come and be filling me up because she's drunk. All those things. I didn't have to worry about that anymore. And my brother he was okay in his foster care. He was doing good. So things were good. Things went okay. Let's see.
I'm just gonna stop here. It's, were you